Hello everyone, I'm Taran Matharu, author of the New York Times bestselling Summoner series, and I'm sitting here with Ali A, who is bringing out a graphic novel and is also a massive YouTube game star.
Yes, I play games, put them on YouTube, and I'm so excited for a new graphic novel. So really excited, really excited.
So first question for you, it's a
Yes.
toughie. You are known as a gamer.
I am.
Why are you bringing out a graphic novel?
I never thought I would release a book. That's what I always tell people. But when this opportunity presented itself, I was like, this is a really, really cool opportunity. And it's a book that I would have loved to have read if I was a little bit younger. That's what I always say. And I was super into my comics and sort of adventure-y books when I was younger. And this ties all of that into a really cool story, into one graphic novel, which puts me as the lead character doing cool things. And you can't get much cooler than that. And I was like, if I can make kids a little bit younger, and a lot of my audience is male as well, but the girls as well, to pick up a book when they wouldn't normally read, then that is an amazing opportunity. So hopefully that is exactly what my book does, and I'm really, really excited for it to come out.
Yeah, I agree. It's a nice middle ground between books and games as well, because there's that
Yes.
visual element that books
Yeah.
don't have. So
Yes.
I think it's a great idea.
Yeah, I wanted the book to be visually as amazing and draw in people, even just from the front cover. And
Which is awesome, by the way. And you
thank
designed
you.
that yourself, right?
I
You-
helped
yeah.
sort of change things around, and I was like, I want a big explosion here, I want me here, I want a controller there, and it's all come together really, really nicely. So even if someone doesn't know me, they come along and they look at the front cover and they're like, why is that guy holding a game controller on the front of a book? Hopefully they'll think,
Yeah.
well, maybe this has got something to do with games, pick it up, and maybe them as a gamer wouldn't necessarily read, but this book will make them. So that's the idea, yeah.
Awesome. So what do you think the crossover is between gaming and reading?
I think, although maybe at face value they're not too similar, when you think about it, they're actually very, very close. I play a lot of games and did play a lot of games as a kid, just to trying to get like lost in a world and spend my free time thinking about something else rather than homework or school or something that I didn't really want to think about. Just get lost in this environment, and video games is amazing at doing that. And you can draw parallels between that and books as well, where you just get lost in this world and this story.
Absolutely.
And the characters and the relationship between yourself as a reader and the characters is really important, which also relates into video games as well. And arguably, sometimes it's even stronger in books as well. And I think that is one of the big comparisons you can draw between them. And as much as like a video game, you have that sort of end goal of maybe completing it or getting to the end. The book in my mind is kind of the same. I'm like, how close am I to the end? And as I get closer and closer and closer and realize how much I've read and I get closer to the end, it's like completing a video game is like completing a book. And just as when you complete a video game, you probably go on to play more when you read a book and finish it. And if you enjoyed the author or that type of story, you go on to read more as well. So I think they are actually a lot closer than people think.
Yeah, and you need writers in video games as well, like
Yes.
people who write the story of the video
Yes.
game. Like Terry Pratchett is perhaps one of the most well-known British authors, and his daughter is actually a video game writer. I think she did
wow.
BioShock.
Oh, wow,
and so it's,
amazing, yeah.
it's the same skill set, same storytelling, but different medium.
Yeah, definitely. And just as video games is very visual, when I read a book, I just visualize it all in my head. So it's just told in a slightly different way. And I have definitely been very addicted to a few books where I just can't put it down. It's normally holidays when I finally pick up a few books and I just get lost in them. And it's very easy to do, just like it's very easy to get lost in video games as well.
A lot of video gamers sometimes say, I just don't read. What
Yes.
advice would you give them to get them into reading?
I think the first thing really is, if you want to try and read, you do need to set some time aside for it. Even if maybe you were going to play video games for an hour or so in the evening, spending a bit of time thinking, actually, I'm going to sit down and read a book during that time, because you need some time to get into it. Just like you sit down and play video games for however long, you can do the same very easily with books, if not even longer. And then the second thing I'd say is, there's so many genres of books out there which span vastly just as much as video games do, that you can find an equivalent book that kind of matches the style of video games you like as well. And I know a few friends that actually very recently have picked up books that matches the kind of games, the fancy kind of games that they play, and they've just got lost in it. And rather than sitting down and texting me about the game they're playing that evening, they're actually sitting there and I'm like, I can't stop reading this book. So once you know what kind of books there are out there and you find that kind of genre you like, you probably get absolutely lost in the world of those books. And it's just about knowing that they are out there and finding them.
That's cool. So if I throw out a game, can
Okay.
you try and recommend a book that
I can
they
try
might
my
like?
best. Yes, I can
Okay.
try my best.
All right, so Forza, what
Yes.
would you say there?
Forza, I love that game. I'm all about the sort of fast-paced cars and action. And actually, going back to a series I loved reading as a kid was the Alex Rider series. And I always imagined myself as that sort of Alex character, sort of undercover spy, teenage kid doing all these amazing things. And I always remember all of the crazy sort of like buggies and go-karts and parachuting and crazy
there's a snowmobile chase, isn't there?
Snowmobile, yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
All of these amazing things he got to do, which also is very similar to all of the racing and high-speed action in Forza as well.
Definitely.
So if you're the kind of person that likes that sort of adrenaline rush, the action, the fast speed, races of cars, then Alex Rider is a great category to jump into and series to start reading.
I agree. I love that series growing up. So how about Skyrim?
Skyrim. So many people love Skyrim, and I have many friends that have put hundreds of hours into that game. I actually haven't, but people always...
Me too.
Yeah, okay, there you go. We've got a big fan right here.
Yeah.
I need to start playing the game, but obviously I know what it's all about. And Aragon is an awesome series that is so similar with dragons, fantasy, magic, which aligns so well with the Skyrim video game.
It's probably the best known epic fantasy kind of young adult book, so I think that's perfect actually.
Great place to start, and if you love going around in Skyrim and trying to save the day using your magical powers and everyone, this is a great place to start reading as well. So great place to start, guys.
Okay, probably the hardest one then.
Okay.
Pokemon.
Oof. I love Pokemon. Yeah. I was playing it today, actually. I play it almost every day. I'm still addicted. I think a great book series to start on would probably be Northern Lights. Now, for those of you guys that don't know too much about it, obviously in the Pokemon series, you have your own team of Pokemon, and you've often got your favorite one, right? And in Northern Lights, you've actually got your own personal, almost like demon, I think they're kind of called. But they're nicer than like demons as such. But it's like your personal demon that will actually change its form and the animal that it is until it gets to a point where it's set as your personal like soul or partner almost, like as I like to call it.
It's like a spirit animal.
Spirit animal, there you go. And it's very, very similar to Pokemon, where you have your team of Pokemon with you all the time. So if you like the kind of idea of going out, building up friendships and capturing these creatures, it's a similar link there with the Northern Lights, and I think it would be a good place for people to start as well, I reckon. Yeah.
Spot on.
Cool.
Well, thank you so much for the interview.
No worries, thank you so much. It's been good fun, really good fun.
Awesome.